I'll do it.
Don't worry, accidents happen, huh?
Well, maybe it's for the best. Don't want your final performance to be a drunken disaster, do we?
Small boat, big egos.
For sexy singers, Eloise and the delicious Amy.
You ever had a boss you could happily kill?
Gargle bottles.
What?
The gargle bottles, did you move them?
Why?
Ellie, what have you done?
Yeah, gave you anything?
No, thanks. What beautiful flowers.
Romantic gesture from Stephen. Orchids.
Yeah, they look very fresh.
Yeah, he brought them this morning. Sorry, how can I help?
We just wanted to check on something. The gargle bottles you used before the show.
Yes?
You and Amy had separate ones, right? For hygiene?
Yes, just a mix of honey and lemon.
It's just that your fingerprints were found on Amy's bottle.
Well, I must have picked it up by mistake.
And we also found traces of strychnine, which was the poison used to kill her.
I swear I didn't. I didn't do that.
Then why did you try to hide the bottles after the show?
I didn't.
Very well. Tell us about the rosehip.
What?
Traces were found in Amy's bottle.
It's an irritant.
But you know that, don't you?
You scoop out the hair inside the flower. Oh, look. You have some in your garden.
Mrs. Morrison?
You have to understand what it was like, okay? I mean, Stephen just turned up with her one day and said she was singing lead. There was no explanation, no apology. I mean, he said I was talented, that he could fulfill my dreams. Well, you know, apparently those dreams were to sing endless backup for someone prettier and more talented than me on some tacky party boat. I didn't want to hurt her. I just wanted to ruin her final performance. I know that's petty and childish. I even asked Grant for something from the kitchen, a chili maybe, but when he talked me out of it, I used the rosehip instead. I swear to you I didn't kill her. I just wanted to humiliate her, the way I've been humiliated. I knew the bottles would be found. And if the rosehip was traced back to me, I mean, everyone knew I hated her. I thought she had an allergic reaction. I panicked.
So you admit you hid the bottles?
Yes.
Eloise Morrison, I'm arresting you on suspicion of
Wait
murder.
a second. My colleague and I have discussed the situation, and we have decided we would like you to surrender your passport and phone into the station every hour.
So sorry, am I under arrest or not?
Not yet, no. During what was to be her final number. And yet there seemed to be no way it could have happened. She ate an oyster and drank from a shot glass. When tested, neither showed any trace of poison. Yet there were traces of poison in the bottle Amy used to gargle with, along with an irritant, rosehip. The rosehip was put in the bottle backstage by Eloise. The aim was to make it impossible for Amy to sing that afternoon, to humiliate her. Yet she denies putting poison in the bottle. I believe her. Not that it matters whether she did or she didn't, because on the afternoon in question, Amy didn't use that bottle. The poison we found in it wasn't what killed her. This whole thing started when Amy was offered a job in Miami.
She worked hard, waiting for her big break. She was determined not to let it slip away.
But her boss, Stephen, didn't want to let her go. He pointed out there was a clause in her contract which meant it would cost her $20,000 to buy herself out.
I'm getting that money.
He even tried to seduce her in an attempt to get her to stay.
Tried and failed.
Amy knew Stephen well enough to know that he'd quite happily call her producer in Miami.
Stupid bastard.
Eloise told us you knew of her plan to put something in Amy's gargle bottle.
I mean, I even asked Grant for something from the kitchen, a chili maybe, but when he talked me out of it, I used the rosehip instead.
But you saw her, didn't you? And you put the poison in Amy's bottle, assuming Eloise would get the blame. You watched and waited for Amy to take